Teaching number 204. I receive you, people. The gates of my kingdom open to welcome you and pour out my love upon you. I give you at this instant what you need according to the faith of some and the needs of others. I come looking for the sanctuary within your heart, to give you the light of truth, which is the light of love, whose powerful force moves creation and keeps everything within it in order, in harmony, in balance. That is why I teach you to love, so that you may know the secret of life. Be generous, so that your love may be a song that gladdens the hearts of the sad. It is in your hands to know and fulfill your mission. Your destiny is that your spirit overcome every misery and all sin, elevate your entire being, ennoble and dignify yourselves. I want you to come to dominate your body without struggle, that you do it with wisdom and at the same time with mercy. When men, instead of discussing my laws, fulfill them with loving obedience, they will make this world a paradise similar to the one that the first inhabitants enjoyed with their innocence and obedience, before they stained it with impure thoughts and acts. If man lived according to the will of the Heavenly Father, this world would be a valley of material blessings and spiritual elevation. There would be no complaints about the harshness of the elements, because man would live in harmony with them and with all of the creatures. It would be a divine concert in which each man would be a note, but man does not live in harmony with divine laws, and for this reason he has fallen to become a prisoner of pain, and a slave to himself. Man drags chains, suffers, cries and despairs, without recognizing that all this is a result of his own doing. If he understood that there is no tear that is unjustified, he would soon reach his elevation. Truly I tell you that the solution to all the ills that humanity suffers, is found in the hands of man. He can be his own doctor. That is why I tell you that when you enter the path that your conscience dictates, your spirit will rise towards me. What do you want from this life, if not for the benefit of your spirit that belongs to eternity? You have come to this world of illnesses, of tears, of pain, and you do not want to know that with a little kindness you would transform your life. The one who truly loves me will be the wise one who embraces the world first and then the universe. See the love of your God manifest in all creation. It is a wise work, a perfect word, it is the key to the kingdom. Love, which is the heart of the universe, will elevate your existence until achieving the communication of all beings through thought. People, the year has 365 days, but how many works of charity of love do you perform in it? Why do you tell me that you love me if you do nothing for your brothers in need? When I tell you that I love you, I prove it with true works. Men say they love Christ but they hurt me at every moment, they judge me, they erase the memory of me and my examples within themselves and they refuse to follow my works. Don't you think that all this is equivalent to a crown of thorns and to be crucified again? Why, when I am spiritually accompanying the sick, the sad, the poor, the prisoners, why have I not seen you by my side? Why do you deny a little charity to those who are asking you for it? See why I tell you that you have crucified me again, because whoever denies love, denies me. I have told you that you must, as children of God, act like Him. Why not help beautify the Father's creation with your own mental, moral or spiritual creations? The true servant of God is the one who administers the balm of love for men, the one who practices charity inspired by a heartfelt and deep compassion. My pain caused by you has lasted for a long time. This pain comes from your misunderstanding and lack of love. In this third era I return to sweetly repeat that phrase, love one another. People, prepare to receive my balm, everyone who is receptive will be healed, everyone weak will be strengthened. Concentrate on your heart, raise your spirit to me and wait, I will give you more than you have imagined. Receive in silence, for in silence I give to you. I am the son of your hope, beloved sheep. But just as I give to you, you also must give, do not be selfish in your heart. When you give something, do not think about what you are going to take away from your children, because if it is difficult for you to give then it is better that you not give at all. Do not judge the lives of your fellow men, because you will not only stain your lips, but also your heart. Instead, you must be able to judge each of your own actions and listen to the dictates of your conscience. Live a more pure life, and as you achieve harmony with all the children of God, you will begin to feel that peace that you have so longed for. Truly the Master tells you, from this dawn you have the comparison of the 3 eras, symbolized in the 3 years remaining in which I will give you my word. Therefore, my teaching will be deeper, since my light has opened your understanding and has penetrated your spirit. You are no longer the men of the first era, who in their primitive state did not have a complete knowledge of the spiritual law to adhere to. It was necessary for the prophets sent by the Father to testify of the existence of God. All of them spoke of the same divine being, and thus a belief began to form in humanity, a faith in the living and true God. Abraham with his love for his Lord, Jacob with his firmness in trials, and Moses with his inspirations and the law, strengthened and increased the recognition of God by men. Those men were the forerunners of one age, as you will be of another, of the age of spirituality. In this year of 1948 that represents the first era, you will learn in my word many lessons regarding that time. You will know the meaning of the history of Israel, which had not been the only people that were rescued in the first era and spiritually redeemed in the second. You can find those people in the hearts of all races. You can also find Israel in all religions, because those people were chosen as instruments to give an example and a teaching to all humanity. That is why I tell you that the history of Israel, to which you spiritually belong, must be known by all, because it contains the great revelations that I made in the first era. You will be amazed to find in those times spirits as great as Abraham, the one who loved his Lord above all creation with pure love. Meditate on the life and works of that man, and you will find that his faith, his strength, his meekness and his love are the true trunk of the Israelite tree. In those times there were idolatrous and Gentile peoples who worshipped the forces of nature as deities, to whom they offered impure worships. It was then that Abraham emerged, making known the inspiration that he received from his Lord, which was the light of truth and justice, but the men, hard and unbelieving, put the patriarch to the test. He prevailed over all the traps and persecutions, converting them to the doctrine of good, bringing them to the point of recognizing the God of Abraham as the invisible but living God of all time. See how long these spiritual struggles have existed among humanity, but see that always after them the light of truth has shone. Understand that I do not come to complicate your life with my word, but to simplify your worship and your practices. I teach you that it is not necessary for you to forget the goods of the world or your duties to please me, because as long as you are in the matter, you will be subject to human needs, but I also teach you to take even what is on earth, within the law, for the benefit of your spirit. If you live like this, you will be complying with my law. Since the first era I have placed before you a spiritual shepherd, who at the same time has been the forerunner of my arrival among my people. You have not perfectly recognized these lessons, and through ignorance you have fallen into false worships of the elements or of the golden calf. The God of truth has always manifested himself in your existence, already pouring out riches upon you, light in your intelligence with power to govern the world. You were lords yesterday, you knew about opulence, but you let yourself be carried away by selfishness and vanity, converting the humble into serfs and slaves. Despite this, I have forgiven you, and I have come as a father, lifting up those who have fallen and blessing everyone. I have been your servant, granting you everything you have asked of me, but I have patiently waited for the time when you rise up to fulfill the mission that I entrusted to you from the beginning of time. I am justice, however, I do not punish you, even for crucifying me I have not come for your restitution. Therefore, your struggles and hardships are what purifies you. It is your disobedience to my law that makes purification, restitution, restoration to the original state of spiritual clarity necessary. But you are on the sure path of progress and redemption of the spirit. You must realize your mission during this time that you live in, because if you ask your conscience what you have done for the benefit of humanity, if my law is already known throughout the world and if my work has advanced, it will tell you, no. Now that I am speaking to you, you become familiar with my word. See that to be believed I have sought simple and humble hearts to manifest myself through them. However, you have doubted and even come to believe that it is the man who speaks to you. That is why I have allowed you to scrutinize these beings, through whom I communicate, when they are not in their state of ecstasy, so that you can witness their clumsiness and ignorance. I have taught you humility and charity, I have prepared you, and I have assigned tasks among you, people, but many of those who have already received them, have responded by magnifying themselves as lords over others, and want to be first. Only I am the first, But I do not come to humiliate you or make you my slaves, but to place in your hands everything you need. I am the Father and I cannot be indifferent to your sorrows. I am God and I cannot abandon you in darkness. Therefore, I come to reveal myself to you so that you may understand me and know before whom you stand and to whom you are listening. You have not set an example of union, and that is why you can see the lack of brotherhood and harmony between religions and sects, whose differences and divisions feed the desire for greatness and to prepare for the next battle. You have not yet been able to fulfill my law. The path is of light and oftentimes you walk in darkness. You receive at every moment the love of the Master and you still nourish hatred. You receive continuous teachings of morality and virtue and you still harbor evil thoughts and behave badly. Because of this the newcomers mock you, because they contemplate falsehood in my disciples. Likewise, when scientists attend my communications, they do not believe in the manifestation of my universal ray through human understanding. You must give great demonstrations of power, raising Lazarus from the grave, giving light to the blind and movement to the paralytic, all those proofs that man must see to believe in my coming among you in this time. It is your matter that stands as an obstacle for the spirit to carry out its mission and that resists my will, but I have endowed your spirit with a sword, so that in the combat with the passions of your own body you win and make merit, since the reluctant matter serves as restitution or a crucible for the spirit. That is why I have come to help you. I am your Savior and I offer you the opportunity to know and inhabit the promised land. Take advantage of the time I have entrusted to you. You do not know the moment when I will call you. Free yourself of materialism, practice love for your neighbor, be the true apostle and I will manifest to men through you the power of divine mercy. The great tests await you. Get ready. I do not want you to say tomorrow that you were not instructed, nor do I want to see you lost and needy, when you can enjoy immense power. I who have given you so much love, who has had you savor food and wine at my banquet, do not want to see you later dragging the chains of misery and suffering. If you do not comply, you will go on forging your future with pain, and if you were first you will feel as the last. You will see your loved ones perish, you will see daily bread become scarce, war will take loved ones away from you and this land, which I have chosen to overflow my light and my peace, you will see it be stained with innocent blood. You will feel the foreign yoke, you will be enslaved by it and you will be distanced from the true path, then you will no longer listen to my voice. I, the Creator, do not demand or impose my law upon you, I descend to ask you for fulfillment and humility. Peace to you, people, when you listen to my word with good intentions. I am the divine gardener who cultivates the gardens of your hearts and irrigates them with celestial waters, and I have come to spill a drop of divine love on the great bitterness of the earth. I come to show you the path that leads to the kingdom of the Father, a path that you will never find the end of, but in which you will always achieve progress and discover new greatness. Now my word polishes you and I give you form. I am chiseling the inner man, the spirit. You learn to sculpt yourselves and give yourselves beautiful forms that I will bless your work, so that later you may carry out your great mission in this world. I am your master, but do not see me separated from the Father, because I am the Father. There is no difference between the Son and the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit is one, that is I. See in my manifestations of all times a single God who has shown himself before you through multiple and different lessons, a single book with many pages, with many lessons of love. Sanctify my name with your works and you will find in yourself that light that will free you from the darkness of ignorance and sin. Do you remember, people, what you were before you were shaped by my word? Do you remember that before you were capable of many actions that now you do not carry out? You cannot compare your life today with your past life. Before you were the lonely wayfarers who traveled their path without a light that illuminated their existence and kindled hope in them. Today you are children of Jesus, in whose fountain of love you have quenched your thirst and washed your wounds. My love comes to pluck out the thorns that are stuck in you, and if your cross has nails, I will also pull them out. I am the light of this world and all others. I want you to dress in that light. My word is a healing balm. Heal yourselves while listening to it. Why, if you carry God in you, are you sick, suffer and cry? Examine yourselves and correct whatever needs to be corrected, clean whatever needs to be cleaned. I told you, clean the glass inside and out, that is, that your inner being harmonizes in will and inspiration with your material or human part of your being. I mold your inner life, the one you hide from men, which is invisible to others, but which you cannot hide from me. Shape your exterior in such a way that its face is a faithful reflection of your spirit, then there will exist in your acts sincerity, truth. That is the reason why men present one face to the world, while hiding another. Have you already examined your wounds? Have you treated them with the balm that I have given you? If you doubt the effectiveness of my balm, then treat them again. But if you believe, give up the treatment and you will see how my love heals them, and when you look for them they will no longer be there. To others I will grant that they find their health through faith, prayer, thought. Hosts of spiritual beings will come, who will unite their power and their strength. They will anoint you and you will heal. The spiritualist says, how beautiful is life. The profane, the materialistic, says, how bitter, how sad and gloomy is life. The man without elevation trips over everything, hurts everything. He who has risen, does not even notice the roughness of the road. High minds, when dealing with others, are to praise the virtues of others or to excuse their mistakes, never to judge or sentence. Low minds judge, slander, publish other people's faults and find pleasure in it. To these who judge and take up the cause of their brothers I ask, does your burden of sin seem light to you, that you still want to add that of others? If you cannot free yourselves of your own burden, why do you increase it with that of others? Why, instead of looking for spiritual values in your brothers to enrich yourselves, do you prefer to take the mud to carry it yourself? The Father's house has many mansions, but those who dwell in the high spiritual regions, help men to shed their burden, or help them carry it, but without judging them, or rejoicing in their miseries. I have seen you murmuring one day and repentant other days. I have seen you denying my communication and then testifying to its truth. I saw you one day slandering and the other day defending the one you slandered. It is good that you rectify your mistakes, but it is better that you do not fall into evil again so that you no longer have anything to correct. I saw you one day giving charity to those who did not need it, and I saw you deny it to the truly poor. But I do not come to blame you or judge you. I come with the light of my teaching to enlighten you, so that you do not sin again. But I must also tell you that sometimes I have seen you, helpful, noble, charitable and compassionate, and those merits have always been taken into account and noted by me. But there should already be more wheat than tares in your heart. Do not pray without feeling in your heart and spirit the desire to elevate yourselves, mechanically moving your lips. Pray with feeling, without speaking, with the ease with which in past times you made false solemn promises and swore in vain, so must you now speak the truth. Do not take what belongs to others. Whoever takes what belongs to others has to make restitution with pain and shame. I point no one out, but I want everyone to take to heart the portion of my word that corresponds to them. I will not blame you or claim you for what you did when you took your steps in the darkness of ignorance, smallness and materiality. But now that you have full knowledge of what my law is, if you persist in what is illicit, in what is impure, you will answer for your actions before God, who would manifest himself inexorably to you in your own conscience. All of you are my seed and the Master collects it. If among the good seed are tares, I also gather with love to transform into golden wheat. I see weeds, filth, crime, hatred sprouting in your hearts, and despite this I accept and love you. I caress this seed and purify it, until it shines like wheat in the sun. Do you think that the power of my love is not capable of redeeming you? After purifying you, I will plant you in my garden where you will bear new flowers and new fruits. In my divine task is the mission to dignify you. My love comes to bless you, to forgive you and make you worthy to listen to my word. My word is the way. I taught you my law from the earliest times, so that your steps may always be on the path of goodness and justice. This doctrine is the same that I have shown you in times past, the doctrine of love. Your spirit is the child of the perfect love of the Creator. Your heart, that organ that you possess, where feelings reside, is a symbol of love. Therefore give love, because humanity is in great need of it. There is hunger in the hearts of men, there is spiritual starvation and a desire to live. If you multitudes, who have heard me, have been comforted and sustained by the bread of life, you will be able to provide nourishment for the weary spirits and hearts. Where you find an erroneous concept or belief, you will carry my light, but you will never impose my doctrine by force. You will never make a distinction between the rich and the needy to treat them in different ways. you will only see in the depths of their sufferings a brother of yours who has fallen and who groans. Then, your heart moved by that pain, you will look for a way to relieve it. Your compassion will cover the naked, you will bring tranquility to those who do not have peace, you will be like a star on the path of the one who is lost in the darkness. If you comply in this way, you will be worthy of being called teachers. My doctrine does not require the building of enclosures to gather new multitudes. My will is that the universal temple be built, which will be formed by hearts. Know how to follow the example that Jesus gave you in the second era, who did not choose venues to deliver his word, but instead looked for the fields as an appropriate place for his teachings and parables. But whoever takes over the assembly halls to profit from the innocence or the pain of humanity, will not enjoy my light, nor should he be called a spiritualist. You will have to fight, and the fields of battle may be anywhere, whether in your home, in your material workplace or on the roads. There, at the right moment, you will prepare yourselves and speak under my inspiration, without the one who listens to you knowing who really has been speaking to him through his conscience. Do not expect men to forget their customs at any given moment. Don't be surprised if someone calls you wrong either. My doctrine in the second era also seemed to many to be an error, and later it was taken as the most absolute truth. My peace be with you.